What's up, everyone? Bradley Jack Design here. Welcome to this lovely Tuesday early stream today. Had the availability to stream a little bit early. So here we are. Let me just pop out this chat so I can see you guys talking. What's up, Buck City Breaks? I know Adam is going to be pleased with what we're doing today. Hello, everyone. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a cool Tennessee Titans graphic. So, could just do something Derrick Henry, could just do something with AJ Brown, could just do something with all of them. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So I gathered up some Titans stuff. A lot of this is from the same people. So this nice design Johnny made. Just something with some stuff on it. I think Johnny probably made this too. I know Johnny made this, and I want to do something that is stormy and wintry, because Derrick Henry doesn't really, Derrick Henry really starts getting going when it gets cold outside. So this is cool. Just the stormy stuff of this that Johnny made recently. Something that Darren Sharp made. He's got a couple cool things in here. Glowing football things. Just sort of some stuff. Then I've got their logo and their hex colors. So let's get going. Good evening, Ben. It's only 2 o'clock in the afternoon here where I am, but good evening. Okay. So first things first, let's figure out what we want to do. So let's grab, hold on. Here we go. Let's grab some images. So I'm going to find some photos. Let's find photos of Ryan Tannehill first. So I think how I want to do this is I want to do a composition, Derrick Henry in the middle, and then Tannehill and AJ Brown behind them. Sort of the same size, sort of this just menacing, sort of Titan energy to it. Because really when you search Titan, sure, it's a moon. So it's Greek. I think a lot of it has to do with Greek mythology and stuff. So, former gods. We can do something like sort of menacing, tightening, like Tannehill was better as a dolphin. Here you go. First photo right here. Nice, beautiful Dolphins photo. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for full body photos like this. Something that'll look nice where I can make him look grounded. This one's pretty good. So let me open this guy up. And we'll see if we can use that image of Tannehill. Maybe we find a couple different ones. Oh, this is a good one too. But you guys let me know what you think we should do. I do have some questions about when we get to Derrick Henry. I know that we could just do a regular photo of Derrick Henry, or we can do a photo of him like absolutely destroying Josh Norman, which is probably what we're going to do. Let's go back. Derrick Henry. No. Let's do AJ Brown. We'll do Derrick Henry last because he's going to be front and center. So let's see what we can find. I didn't find any photos because I wanted to do this with you guys. Just find some photos and figure out which ones are nice. So you get a little bit of why I pick photos. So what I'm doing right now is I'm mainly looking for body photos. Based on the photos we found of Tannehill, he's looking to the right in one. So if we find a photo of Tannehill looking left, that is fine. The other photo, I think he's looking to the left. So we might want to make sure we lean into that. But we want just sort of cool photo of him. Maybe him being a little bit menacing. Let's go back. Let's change this to 4 megapixels. We'll see what we can find there. So I guess it's a cool photo of him jumping back here. That would be a cool photo just to put on a regular AJ Brown design. So it's not bad. AJ Brown is huge. He's just a big guy. Corey Davis. We don't want Corey Davis. Look at that. Dude's giant. It's like this would be good if there wasn't anything behind him. So let's use this one. How you guys doing all today on Tuesday? Thank you for joining me early. I don't know how long we're going to go for. But we are going to make something cool. Let's see here. We got that. We got that. All right, let's find a photo of... Let's throw these photos in here. Let's get rid of that. I put the black background on there just because I wanted it to be not blinding white. Because we're going to change it anyway. No, I do not want to move this. So if we have all three on here, theoretically... See, I would probably want to get them all in the same jersey or same, uniform type, but I don't think that's going to happen. So we got him there. Let's make AJ Brown bigger then. So you see we got this sort of composition we're setting up. Him going this way, him going this way. And then we're going to have Derrick Henry in the front doing whatever we want. Let's find a photo of King Henry. You know, we can do a lot of stuff. Like, there's stuff that's been done before that's cool. You know, he's King Henry. We could put him on, like, a throne and have these guys behind him and just this big glitzy goldy throne. Stuff like that's been done before. I kind of want just, like, a photo of him, you know, coming straight at you. You know, sort of like this. But where you can actually see him a little bit better. But there are also some great photos of him. Whoops. Let me go back. Photos of him just straight up stiff arming and destroying people. So, you know, like this is a good photo to have. Let's keep looking. What am I searching at? Am I searching for? Let me search 6. So what I'm doing is I'm using Google's advanced image search to look for photos that are only a certain size. I can make this bigger. Because I want photos that are giant, that are going to be high quality. Like this is a decent photo. I don't think this photo exists anymore. It says it's 4,000 pixels, but I don't think it is. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Hello, ad block. Let's try that. Let's try these photos here. What's up, James? James is one of my Patreon patrons. Welcome. I'm going to set these all to like 40%. We can kind of see what we've got going on. So I'm just looking around. See, he looks kind of, he looks kind of scared in that photo though. I want like the scariest photo of Derrick Henry that exists. You know, I want this big menacing figure. Look at this. So this is a great photo, but it's super dark here, which might work. I don't really want that. I want you to sort of be able to see his face. Here we go. 75-yard screen pass against the Browns. That might work. Yeah. Got what I was doing there. Okay, we want this photo to not be small. So we're going to do this and hit that. And then we're going to click this button and look at this. He's running straight into your soul. Let's use that photo instead. All right, let's hide these. Let's toss this photo in here, take a look at it. Hey, Tony Barr, what's going on? See, so he's running a little bit to the side, which is fine. And then we got these guys. Oh, let me get rid of that. These guys on the side behind him. All right. I like this photo of Tannehill, so let's work with this first. So let's clip him out first. So we got Tannehill here. Use a quick way of just cutting him out real quick. Using our dear friend. Open this back up.
Quick select.
Let's do this. Actually, let me Let me do that. I think the music was a little too quiet for me. Music that gets your blood boiling. Okay. So when I cut stuff out, I fake a lot. Like, oh, he's got creases there. No one's gonna know. We'll just cut it out. Doesn't need to be there. We'll hop in here. Hop, 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 hop. So hopefully... I'm making this just for fun, but I made Chris a Tua design. So I'm going to make Adam a Titans design. And he couldn't decide if he wanted just Derrick Henry or A.J. Brown or Tannehill, so I'm just going to give him all three. And he could deal with it. Alright, so let's go in here. You guys don't know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about these guys that work over at Buck City Breaks. They open... If you want to dwindle down what they do, they open up cards online. So you should go follow them if you can. They also give away... they do giveaways when they hit a certain amount of subscribers. So every 1,000 subscribers, they do a free case break of something. So, you know, if you go follow them, you might be able to get into a case break eventually. Anyway, back to the Titans. So I know nothing about the Tennessee Titans, except they used to be the Houston Oilers. I keep forgetting that, like, they're super close. They're not terribly far away from where I live. I just, like, forget how close Tennessee is, or, like, how far away Tennessee is from Southwest Ohio. Like, if the Bears played the Titans, I'd be like, oh, it's not that far away. What's up, Joshy Merlot? Nightbot's got it. Nightbot will greet you fine. Hold on, do the... So the Bears don't play the Titans this year, do we? Oh, we play the Titans in the preseason, not the Titans. There you go. If I wanted to, I can go see Justin Fields play in Tennessee. We also play the Bills in the preseason, which is fun. So we get to see old Mitch again. So that'll be fun. Some people get rid of the shoestrings. These seem easy enough to clip out, so I'm just going to keep them in. This did a really good job of just the quick select. Or the select subject, selecting pretty much everything I want. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a lip here. Let's fix that. Got his crotch done for Joshy Merlot. Let's go here, let's go here, let's go like this. Let's go like this. I don't really know what part of his towel is. Let's just round it off, fake it, because it's a towel. Who cares? I think it's pretty good. Alright, let's save this as Tanathril. Oops. Tanathril clips.psd. Okay, it's on the desktop. Okay, let's do some editing of this. So this has a lot of blue in it. So I'm gonna use Blue Fix, which is one of my actions. So if we click on that, yikes. Let's see what the Blue Fix does. So the Blue Fix is fine. It's just super obnoxious. Is it the cyans? Let's tone this down just a little bit. That's better. Except this is off. Oh, I didn't turn it back on. Before, after. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go to this. Boost up the yellows and the reds a little bit. Let's go to the reds and take down the magenta. Add a little bit of yellow. I think some of these is a bit too harsh, so let's dumb that down a little bit. Something like that. That's good. Okay, we can go here. Let's replace these contents. Boom, we got Tannehill. Okay, we got Tannehill in there. Let's do AJ Brown now. I'm gonna hit select subject. It's probably gonna select this guy too. Hey, look at that. Just because it thinks this is the foreground subject, but it's not, so we'll hold down the option key and get rid of that. Toss this on here, toss this on here. Yeah, AJ Brown is huge. Like, I had to make sure this was a photo of AJ Brown and not Derrick Henry. Which it is, we're good. So another thing we're gonna do, sort of inspirational wise. Here's Titan stuff. Let me find something else I made recently that I kind of want to go off of. So I made this recently. I made this week for STN Digital for the Pacers. So this is the sort of coloring and mood that I want. Dark, ominous. These guys are floating on this thing here. We might incorporate some of that, but not exactly necessary. Oops. Backwards layer is no longer. I hit the wrong button. So I thought I wanted that a layer. Let me pull something up. See if this does anything. I'm leaving this out. I can cut it back in later if I want. And cross that path when needed. Okay, so we'll go like this, dump these guys off. I was hoping to get some of my dear old friends across the pond to hop on here since I'm doing this way earlier and it's not 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, in London or in the UK or France or Belgium or anywhere really. What's up, Bennett? Yeah, I was trying to remember who specific Titans fans are. There's a couple Titans fans that I know I follow that post great stuff. Eli, that's who I was thinking of. He's a big Titans fan. Hello, R. Freeman 12. Is that Royce Freeman? Famous running back? I thought you got me. So this photo's a little bit, you know, we can see the pixels here already, so clipping it's not as easy as the other one. Oh good, I'm glad that there's actual Titans fans in here. You guys can give me some input then on certain things to add maybe that are Titan specific that I'm not aware of. But in general, we're going to try and make just a cool, wintry Titans piece that can hang in Adam's office. And he can pay lots of money to get Derrick Henry to sign it. Okay, let's go up here, do one of these. Ba-ba-ba-boo. What's up, Daniel Justice? You know the rest. This is a little bit of the mundane part we're doing right now, but it does give you a little insight of what I do when I clip stuff out. I'm just going to cut this out because I don't really want it to be there. Basically, I'm just trying to make it, oh, this is a helmet. The helmet should be round. Let's make it round. And then just determining what is part of the helmet and what is part of the sky. So we'll get rid of this. We'll go here, do this. Drop this down, drop it again. We'll paint this back in. So the actions are part of an action pack that are in the shop on my site. If you go to, it should be there. If that URL works, which it probably won't because there's no HTTP. So let's try this. Yeah, there you go. You go there. They're part of my sports actions pack. And there's a bunch in there. There's like 20 in there. I use the BJD2 one most often, but the other ones are also fun to play around with depending on what look you're trying to get. So we've got these nice curvy calves we got to get going on. Just fix some of these areas where there's a little bit of a trim, and I'm gonna probably have to fix the trim on this anyway. Put that there, put that there. We'll grab this, throw it there, do that. Okay, looking good. We'll use this and go whoop. Except took some of this with it, which is a little weird. We don't want it to do that. Whoops, don't want that to happen. All right. Did I get down here? I don't think so. Doesn't look like it. Nope, did not. So this is also why I wanted to have a little bit more time to do 3 athletes, because it can take a bit to get all of this stuff ready to go until we can get into the, you know, the sexier parts.
That's what she said.
All right, so we got AJ Brown, whatever, save to the desktop. I'm gonna use the same settings I used on that, so I'm actually gonna use no color change less. Yeah. So I should do some, and then I can paste all this stuff on top, and then it's the same. Hello, Zachary Johnson. Let's see what these effects are. These are pretty much what I did on the other one, so that's good. What's up, Woke My Gang? So I got rid of a lot of the greens, which is good. You can see all these greens in here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go into the greens. I'm going to select all these greens. And I'm going to get rid of them all. And then turn these back on, and there we go. I think it's a little dark still in his face, so I'm just going to boost the curves up a little bit. I'm going to make it so it only applies to the dark areas. Save AJ Brown there, right click, replace file contents, AJ Brown. So we got AJ Brown and Tannehill in here, which are good. I think I'm gonna make them a little bit smaller. I'm just trying to think, like, if this is the perspective, you know, where are they going to be standing, and where is Derrick Henry going to be standing in the front? You know, like this. I think these guys will probably be up here or something like that. So let's edit this insane, psychotic photo of Derrick Henry. It's definitely going to select both Browns players here. Just as I thought. It was a big photo. Nice. Love when I accidentally hit the wrong thing and it's like, hey, we can't go to the next layer. There's a hotkey. If you hold down like Command and Option and hit a bracket key, I think it switches to the next layer. So if I'm a little sloppy with my, I'm not going to deselect everything. Sometimes when you use the select subject, if you get rid of some of it, it gets rid of all of it, and it's like a complete pain. So we're going to fix that. And hop down here. Cleats are always fun. I hate doing cleats just because if they're not, these are nice because they're high contrasting, but when there's a low contrast, I'm like, I don't know what's a cleat and what's not. Got his belly showing, can't do that in college. Zeke knows a little bit something about that. The superior running back to Derrick Henry. I bet stats would completely falsify what I just said. And, you know, games played and injury. Actually, Zeke had never really been injured before, except for I think this year. Derrick Henry's just a man's man. really what it is. Okay. So we got this going on. That's pretty good. We'll hop in our good dear friend selected mask. We'll just clean up these edges. If you guys are Titans fans in the chat, let me know if there's anything Tennessee Titans specific that would be a nice little thing to have in the background. Little, I don't know, little Easter eggs, I guess. I'll probably have the words Tighten up somewhere. Seems to be a Tennessee Titan thing. Tighten up. So we can go ahead and do that. Let's go down here. Really what I'm hoping for this stream is that we have a lot of time to play with the lighting. Last time we did a longer stream, we spent like an hour creating a really cool golden logo of Kobe's logo. So we're not going to do any 3D this time. So we're going to have more time to just do sort of general lighting and blending, which is what a lot of people request from a lot of these streams and tutorials, is how to do lighting and blending. Because that's definitely something that if you want to do graphic design at a professional level or freelance level, it's a great skill to have. Because it's definitely going to be able to get you freelance jobs or freelance tasks where they would want something to look realistic. And if you have good lighting and, I guess, compositing abilities, you're going to be able to help out the client a lot easier. Which is sort of what they were wanting with that Pacers design that I showed you. So I'm thinking of something. Hopefully, next week or in a couple weeks, I was hoping to get someone to come on to do sort of a designer duel. So I've got that set up. So we can have some designer duels. So we can have the same assets. Someone hops in. You can see us both design at the same time. Live on the stream, and then we can share the result of what we make in the same amount of time with the same assets, or same base assets, I guess. People have their own general assets that they're going to want to use. Layers and LUTs and overlays and textures, which is fine. But as a basis, that's what we're going to do. So I'm trying to just figure out times and different designers that I can do that with. Brett, you would be down to do that? Sounds good. I'll show you guys after I'm done cutting Derrick Henry out. Look at his belly. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Sort of a general setup for it. I'm sure I'll have to work out some kinks with it. But otherwise, maybe we can I can get guest designers to hop on and chit chat with you guys too. That's definitely plausible. Okay, what do we got going on here? So this is kind of hard to tell what is what. So I'm just gonna fake it because if you can't tell in the original photo, you're not gonna be able to tell when I clipped out and say, that's not what the back of his hand looks like. Derrick Henry might, but no one else will. Let's fix this up a little bit. Right here. Is that everything? No, not even close. Okay, let's go like this. We're almost done clipping this guy out, and then we can get to the fun part. Oops. Larris's helmet. This is selected for some reason. So I like to make just, when I'm doing big round circles like this, I'll just boost up the brush to make it a big round circle. That way I can get these curves really well. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, his helmet reaches a little bit above that. We don't need to have it on there, but we can fix it if it does look a little bit funky. So if it looks funky, we can fix it. Not a problem. We got this going on. I think we already looked over here. Nope. No, we did not. What's up, Dan? Speak of the devil. Dan's probably going to hop on. And I'm definitely going to do a little bit of design dueling with him. That's been requested. Henry.psd king Henry.psd. Alright, top back here, right click, let's replace the contents. King Henry. Alright, so here's our guys. So let's put Tannehill over here, let's put AJ Brown over here. King Henry in the front, looking like a maniac. Let's see where our dead center is. The dead center's right here. Let's go back here. Actually, no. Let's save this. Titans graphic. To make sure I hit that button so it doesn't break. So I'm going to go back into King Henry here, and then I want to do the same thing I did to the other guys. I'm going to do the no color, which is just going to give some of the effects a little dark. Thing is, I'm going to make it light, but it's going to be dark anyway because I'm going to make it darker based on the lighting, but I still want this to be a little bit lighter. I can probably go into the camera raw and fix that, change the shadows, but this is just how I like doing it. Alright, so we got these guys all here. Let's make sure these guys are standing on the same ground. Okay, AJ Brown, I think, is probably bigger than Ryan Tannehill, so we'll do that. That looks good. Okay, let's hit save. Alright, let me show you what we're talking about with these designer duels. So a designer would come in, and I would pop over to this screen.
Designer duels. Fight.
So here's what it would be going over to. So it would be going over to this screen, and they would have their camera up at the top. So you would be able to see their screen, my screen, and then we can hop over. You can just see their screen. We can hop over, you know, just do my screen as well. So whatever you guys wish. What's up, Porter? I want to make Tannehill just a little bit bigger. I don't think he's, you know, this little small, fussy little guy. Okay, so we've got our initial setting. So that's good. So what we're going to do now is let's figure out what we want to do. So I like this idea of them like being on a cliff, but I mean, like, let's look up the Titans. So they play at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. So the thing with Nashville, like, does Nashville have, you know, like cliffs? Is there a famous cliff in Nashville that's not cliff jumping, you know? You know, like Nashville Mountains or whatever. You know, there's Great Smoky Mountains. Just, yeah, we put an Altima in there. Listen, I used to do a bunch of stuff for car dealerships. That wouldn't be completely off. Yeah, we're not doing the Grand Ole Opry, Dan. Let's type in Nashville. Nashville hot chicken. We make a hot chicken graphic. I could use a station instead of the cliff. I wanted this to be like real wintry and stormy though. Nashville winter. let's put her in it. Just the angst with the shallow depth of field. I want it to be naturey, Dan. Real naturey. I mean, this is a cool photo. So I want what Smoky Mountains winter. Probably just search, you know, the Appalachian Mountains. You could use actual flames to make them Titan colors. So we can go a different way with this. You know, to me, Titan, you know, they're Greek gods, deities. So to me, you know, I think of Titans, I think like, I'm gonna type in, hold on, mythology. I think of like the Titans from Hercules, you know, where they're each different elementals and stuff like that. So like that's hypothetically something we could do. Yeah, I want like the cool Titans. I want like the 6 Titans. So I can make them each a Titan. That's a possibility. I make a Tennessee Titans design, throw Denzel in there, throw in Sunshine. We just make a Remember the Titans graphic instead of a Tennessee Titans graphic. So 6 male Titans. There's Oceanus, Coeus, Creus, Hyperion, Iapetus, and Cronus. Cronus sounds familiar. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, he used to castrate his opponents. Great. I just want to see if these guys have, like, you know, like an element to them. Like, you know, Oceanus sounds like water, so that makes sense. Father of the river gods, okay? Maybe we do something, you know, because I can make something just like fire and like hell, like Titans coming out of hell. Let's do that instead. Hell. Let's see what photos of hell they have on Unsplash. Would you look at that? Wonderful photos of hell. I totally have these photos that I've downloaded. Look, it's hell. Okay, so let me search burning. Burning's super generic. I'm trying to think. Actually, if I just do like a sunset cliff, that will work. Unsplash is great. Yeah, I like using this. Great photographers on there that you can use images. Okay, bye, Dan. Go back to work. Doing important work stuff. Somewhat Sunset Mount. Hold on. Let's get some inspiration. Let's go to Pinterest. Fire, Hell, Sports, Design. It's gonna be sort of like that Jimmy Butler graphic I made. Let me just search Hell, Sports, Design. Let's search Hell Photo Composite. Because it doesn't have to be sports related. Let me search Hell Fire Photo Composite. Maybe manipulation. I spelled manipulation wrong, but oops. But it knows. Nicole, I don't sketch out the layouts. It all depends on a lot of the photos I find. I know there are some designers that do make a quick sketch of how they want it to lay out, but I've got sort of in my mind, I guess, how I want it to be done. And then I just use Photoshop as sort of the sketching. So like, here, if we want to sketch this out real quick, let's do that. Let's just use this light blue color. What are you talking about? Opacity? Okay. Turn this up. So really we're gonna have King Henry here in the front. We're gonna have Tannehill over here. We're gonna have AJ Brown over here. We're gonna have, you know, some lightning, probably, and some thunder back here. Lightning. We're gonna have fire back here. Those are waves. Fire. We're gonna have them on a cliff like this, probably. This is all gonna be blurred. This is all gonna be blurred. And there's gonna be a lot of heavy lighting effects on these guys. You know, maybe we have some stuff in the background that is Nashville related. So they're sort of standing in front of Nashville. Sort of like the example, you know, sort of like this. I just really like this design that Johnny made recently, so we're going to use some of this as inspiration. So this is like just a very vague cliff area. So really I'm just trying to find, I need to find just a flat surface and then stuff to go off of that. So let's do that. Plateau. And I kind of wonder how, I kind of wonder where Johnny got that photo, to be honest. Let me open up Envato. That's the best graphic possibly ever. Johnny does a really good job of lighting, which is important. I'm just gonna search ground. Maybe he just searched ground. I bet he probably just made that. And they've got a lot of good stuff here on Envato, which is a different website. Plateau. Ground plateau. This is where you can run into a big, huge time suck, is trying to find the right photos for what you're envisioning. Because like I would love to have a photo of just, you know, something that he had. I'm assuming he manipulated and put that all together using a couple different photos. So really I just want to find a surface. You know, I don't know, you know, ground surface that they can stand on. That's what we're looking for. So that's why I was looking for, like, overlook. Is there an overlook somewhere? That's actually a better idea. And it doesn't even have to be that, you know. Cross-section ground. So Envato has these really nice cross-sections like this of dirt and earth and gravel and snow and whatnot. So I could do something like this as well. Get a coronavirus cross-section for some reason. Yeah, Nicole, finding photos are annoying when you make something and you think it's super cool, and then they say, actually, we don't want to use that photo, we want to use this photo instead. And then you say, but you gave me this photo, so I don't understand what is wrong with this photo if you gave it to me. Let's get rid of this clown. I'm just trying to think of if I can fake this. Let me download at this angle. I want to see something. I think this angle's too steep. It's not too bad. But I think I want it to be... I think I want it to be like... Is that exactly what I just downloaded? Yep. So I think I want it to be more like this. So we'll take a look. This is kind of shiny looking. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. That's too much. Maybe it was in between. Right here. I think this is the sweet spot. So we'll throw this here. So he's running here. Let me see what angle. See, he's got this at this extreme angle. Let me see if I can Let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, so we definitely just found a top part and clipped this onto a side angle or a, you know, whatever this was. Maybe it was even sideways or upside down, and he tweaked it and manipulated it. So I'm going to throw this guy back on here, because what I think we're going to do, we're going to have Derrick Henry on this. Sorry, and he's going to be ahead of everyone else. So he's going to be in front of these guys. So let's boost him up like that. Put him in the front. So he's going to be walking on whatever this cliff is. And these guys are going to be all off to the side on their own cliffs. You know, sort of like this. I hit a button it did not like. So kind of like this. Now, this is just real rough of how I'm sort of explaining this. Let's quickly
Save as.
hardcore save as. So I'm just going to use these as sort of a top, just to get me the depth that I want. We're going to go back in here, and I'm going to find different ones so they're not all the same. You know, this one's good. So the good thing about Envato is you can find these nice 3D assets. You can download them at specific angles. Let's put Tannehill. Oh, Tannehill there. Let's do this. Delete this one. Thank you, Nicole. I've got a lot of those random sort of silly stingers that I use. I don't use them as often as I need to, but they're pretty cool. Let's move this down just a little bit. Like that. Go back, find another one. This one's pretty good. This might be the one I used in that other design, actually. Okay, download, download, download. Blah, blah, blah. Make them all slightly different. I hope a geologist sees this and is like, these rocks actually don't contain the same area. Okay, so we got our guys. We got our titans down. I just hit find brown wrap round Tannehill. Okay, let's save that again. Okay, so here's what we got going on. We got these guys. I'm going to move him over. Right now, I'm just going to try and make these guys compositionally now look good. I think Tannehill needs to be a little bit bigger. Let me just verify that my dog is passed out on the couch. He does not need me. Alright, so we got this cool stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tweak all of these rocks. And what that's going to allow me to do is I'm going to make it so they're not so... they're not squares. So let's start with Henry in the front. So what can we do to fix this? Okay, so I'm going to go in to the 3D and look for mountains. So you've got these like super nice rocks, You know, I could probably just use one of these, you know, and 3D render. Just get it at the right angle, you know? And it's like, you know, this cool looking rock that he's on. But I might use this. Let me download this. Let's see if I can do this. So, because what we can do is we can tweak the colors of this however we want. So let's say we just want this to be like the front right edge. You know, I can put it right here like this-ish. Line up the tops, maybe make it a little bit bigger. So then, let me put this below Henry. So I go in here, I can mask out this. We've got this going on, but then I want to mask out this top area. But I don't want to mask out this. So I want this to be the front, the new front. The new frontier. Ha. The new front. The new frontier, the new frontier. So we'll go in here. I'll go like that. So this can be the new front of the rock. We can have this sort of edge here, and we can put some more stuff over here. So what I want to do is I want to go to the color balance of this. And I want to make it a little bit more yellow. I want to get rid of the greens. Just sort of blend it in. This design rocks.
Hooray!
That's hilarious. Wow, Avery. Dad jokes. Avery, everybody. Dad with the dad jokes. That's what being a dad's all about, though, right? Dad jokes. So, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of... I don't know why I downloaded that. I'm just trying to find a way to cover up the front of this rock. Now, one way I can do that, let me get rid of that, actually. So they have these mountains. So, you know, I can just, you know, download this or whatever. 3D render it. Sure, we'll download this. I'll show you why I'm doing this all sort of just willy-nilly. Download. So what I can do is I'll just take like this, take this and I'll just flip it over. And then go like this. And then we'll just select that, invert it, and then we can just mask out that part of the rock. So now the rock has this rougher edge. Now I want this to be a little bit different. Let's make this a little bit smaller. So let's do this. Select, invert, mask. See, that looks a little bit better already. It's got a jagged edge now instead of that edge we came with. Take this guy, just put it straight up here in the front like that. You can select that and delete it like that, which is good. These mountains are really nice to, you know, maybe we want this front edge to be a little bit jagged like that. It's looking good. I think it's looking good. It's looking kind of how I wanted it to. And we can go like this. Grab that, delete it. So really I'm just using this asset as a sort of a brush. Just a different way to use an asset you might have. Just using it as a rough edge. And I'm using a mountain because it has, you know, it has the valleys and peaks that I want that would be in it. So that already looks a little bit better than what the other one is. Now the front is a little cattywampus. So maybe we can just adhere this to that. Let's cut this part out. Oops. See, because this is like a flat edge. I want a more rough edge. That's where, I don't know, let's just look up a rock. Yeah, something like this. We'll probably have some of these like floating in the background. Let me, what is this? Can I download this guy? This is nice. I think this would look nice in the background. Sort of like this, and then zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Gaussian blurred, like, I don't know, 20 pixels? That's too much. Yeah, something like that. So then Tannehill's in front of it. There's some depth behind it. Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe it's up here. But maybe you can't see down below here because something's going on. You know, just trying to create the illusion of depth. It's really all I'm trying to do. It's all I'm ever trying to do. I'm just trying to create the illusion of depth to bamboozle you guys. So let's just find some more rock fronts. You know, let's, you know, I don't know, let's download this and see what this looks like. Let's attach it to that. Gotta throw this up to Derrick Henry though. Ooh. And the thing what we're going to do with some of this too anyway, is we're gonna apply some lighting effects to it. So it's all gonna blend in. So actually let me use this rock a couple times just because it looks kind of natural. Now it's not going to look terribly natural when you can see all of these edges the same. So let's trick everybody and flip it upside down. Wow. No one's ever going to notice that. I mean, they're going to notice it because of this shadow at the top. But if we go like this, you know, it's not too bad. What do we got going on here? So we need to blur in some of this, kind of like that. That doesn't look too bad. So actually, I'm going to group these together and mask it to this area, but I need to add this area. So it's masked to that, and then I can get rid of this layer mask. Nope. Nope, no, I don't want to do that. So then I'm going to group this together again, because what I want to do is I want to make a new edge. See where this edge is straight across. I want to make a new edge. I don't know if I have a good brush that'll do that. This is a brush I made just out of like sand. So it'll do the job, but I need to erase some of this. Okay. So we're just gonna make this edge. The reason this edge looks like it exists is because the front has a bit of, it's underexposed. So if I throw a little bit of an exposure of, let's say, -2. It's going to make it darker. So if I go in and paint this edge, I'm not really painting the edge though, am I? It's a bit of an edge. Let's just paint it to that edge, actually. That's fine. Trying to think. I think I know something that'll fix it, but we have other things to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw it in here, and we're gonna go across this edge that already exists. I'm doing this real rough, just with I'm using the top of a big circle to make it somewhat flat. Oops. There, that looks okay. You know that, so I like the, like, you know, this is round and rough. It goes around the edges, which I don't have here, which is something that I would like to have. I just need to find a different angle for that, which I probably can do. Porter, there's a bunch of different ways you can add depth to designs. You can use perspective like this. So this is bigger in the front, and this is smaller. There's a perspective that I'm all using, you know, going to this sort of plane here. This is blurred in the background. This is sharp in the front, so it's adding depth that way. You can add in lens skirts, stuff in the front that's blurred for depth as well, which is what I'm trying to pull up now. Let me just pull up my stock images. If Bridge loads and responds. Here we go. So you guys have seen me use these before, so I've got some lens dirts. I like to use these lens dirts often. Like this is sort of a gritty design, so let's throw this in the front. So if I just throw this in the front and set it to screen, you know, it adds a little bit of depth already because it's like something on the lens. It's something dirty. Now it might not look the way we want it because, you know, it's covering something up. I get that a lot when I'm doing this for clients. It'll be like, there's something on his face, and I look and I go, oh, it's a lens dirt or something like that. And I've got some dust scratches that work well too in the front, you know, throwing it like that. So this looks kind of cool. He's running somewhere. I'm going to make this a lot bigger. You can see the sort of rocky composition that we're making with him on it. So I really want some sides. Cross-section ground. Shame he's a Titan, Gary. Yeah, right. So let's grab this cross-section. So I'm gonna tweak this cross-section to be at this angle, but more at the angle we want. You know, sort of like this. So we want the angle to go backwards. Do we want it that much, though, is the question. We'll see. We'll take a look, we'll test it, and see if what I'm doing is even makes any sense at all, to be honest. Because I'm just kind of playing around. I never delved deep into making something like this before, so it's interesting. Let's do this. Let's do this. So I think I want to let's see what's over here. Oops. So this is going to allow me to have another angle on this. I just need to paint it back in within the parameters of this rock and not outside of it. So if I select one of these, it's gonna let me do that. This another rock is kind of going back there, but that's not really what I want, so let's get rid of it. I think I really just want to cut off part of this rock. Got another mountain on here. I think I really just want to like cut this off. See what that does. So there, now he's on a rock. You know, it's a bit in the front. We'll fake it so it'll look a little bit better. But we're going to use this sort of style for the other guys as well. Okay, so I said we were going to do hell. Here's some 3D hell stuff that's actually probably real fucking weird. So really what I want is I want a stormy sky. Let's look here again. Stormy sky. I want a hell sky. Is there a hell sky? Hell sky. Oh, good. It's like this is super cool. I think it's a little bright for what I want, but they're above the sea of clouds, which is kind of cool. I think this is good. I think I might have downloaded this one already. Yeah, I downloaded that one already, so let's throw that in the back. Gonna apply that again. Let's put it in the front here. What's up, Dean? Welcome to me, trying to figure out what I'm doing. Nightbot, I already told Dean hello. You've failed this round. Oh gosh, look at this. Look at this fun stuff down here that like doesn't make any sense. Okay, I fixed it. All right, let's figure out how I want to do this. So these are nice. This is a nice red, but this is a better photo of just like these clouds at the bottom. Hold on, is it still doing what I think? No, okay, good. Making this real difficult on me. Just keep changing my mind on how I want this to look. It's always good, but that's the difficulty of this. Above clouds. Boom, this is nice. We're gonna use this. So we're gonna have these guys peeking out of the clouds because they're titans. That's what the titans do. They live in the clouds and do whatever they want. So what I'm going to do oops, let's put these down here where I want them. A cloud brush. I have these, but I don't think these actually like work how I thought they were. I think they're inverted. And that doesn't look too bad actually. Cloud. So I'm just gonna like put these clouds back in front. Like they kind of are. So it's like he's kind of peering out of the clouds, which kind of looks like that. Looks better than it did before. I mean, that looks kind of like clouds are coming out. But we can do better. We have... Yikes. Stock images. Fog. Got a bunch of fog overlays. You know, some that are just in the front. Some are that are, you know, coming up from all over. Got some of these smoke plumes, some dust waves. Let's take this overlay, throw it in the front. I set it to screen and shrink it down a little bit. Maybe don't distort it as much. Widen it up a bit. You know, there, he's in the clouds. Kind of looks like it. And we can continue to manipulate that effect with lighting. I think that's what's gonna... I think that's what we're gonna take a good amount of time to figure out. So let's go here. So I want to adjust this bottom image where I want the yellows in there to be more red. I want to be way darker. Let me get rid of the yellows. Get rid of the yellows. Let's do the reds too. Reds. Get rid of the cyan. Add yellow. Add magenta. Really, I'm just trying to blend these two back images in together a little bit. Which that kind of did it. Probably blur these anyway. But this doesn't make any sense. Like these big dark ass clouds and these light clouds down here. So I think I'm going to have to do is just storm clouds. Just find some dark storm clouds. Except not super dark. Just sort of like this. Yeah, I think this will work. Because really we just need the clouds in the front for the effect we want. And then we can just sort of blur this all together. Let me turn it over like this, actually. Do this. Let me get rid of this. So what do we want to do here? Do we just want to tweak the color balance on this? Make it just red? That's the midtones. Yikes. That's funny. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Instead, let's just throw a good old
Gradient map.
Throw a gradient map on top of it. Alright, what's Titan's red? The Titan's red is actually... It's got too much magenta in it for what I want to do, but we'll see what it looks like. Yeah. Figured that would be the problem with this. I can apply it to this, but it's super pink. So we can fix that. Good, my sneeze worked. Let me just sort of darken this up. We can then take the same gradient map and throw it on top of this. Can we even see this anymore? No, we can't. That's fine. What if I go like this, just briefly, like that? See, I like this color and I like this gradient map, but if it's fiery, it's not very fiery because it's what is it? This is screen? No. It's fiery, but it's not as fiery as I want it to be because it's red. It's super ominous looking though. I can fix that too. Like we'll just go up here. I might just go make a selective color and just add some orange to the red. That'll work. Okay, so we got this stuff going on. We got a whole bunch of stuff. He's on a rock. Whoop, nope, don't want that. I want these guys to be rock. So he's on this floating rock. But something's a little bit off. So let's add a little bit of an exposure to it. Let's go to the adjustments. Let's use color balance, which we've slowly started to learn. Let's make it a little bit more red in the mid-tones. Let's do 42 just because. The shadows, let's do 42, see what that looks like. It's real dark. Let's do like 20. And the highlights, let's do like 35. So now he's got this red hue to him as if he's going around the whole area. And I can do the same thing. I can take these layers and just apply them straight to Tannehill. It's going to do the same. So he's going to blend in a lot better. You can also grab those and give it to this random rock we have in here. What do I have something open? Uh-oh. Copy. Why aren't you letting me copy? Weird. Anyway, you can apply these to this rock in the background and it blends in, but we're gonna get rid of that rock for now. So we've got the Titans kind of happening. I'm just gonna duplicate this rock that Henry is on. I'm gonna give the same rock to Tannehill and who's his face? AJ Brown. Smaller, smaller, smaller. I want to be able to see the rock kind of like that, so we'll just put Tannehill up a little bit. Make him a wee bit smaller. Drag the rock into here with AJ Brown. We'll get rid of AJ Brown's really, 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 really white rock. Take these both. Color balance and exposure. And I'm applying it to both because I want it to apply to the rock as well. So his rock is right there. So do this. And just to be different, I'll just flip his rock around. So it's actually going to mirror this rock, which hopefully you won't be able to tell, which you kind of can, but we can just fix that in post, as they say. And when I mean fix that in post, I mean, jeez. Don't you love that when you hold down Shift and drag something over, and then it's just gone? Like it's right here. I drag it over, hold down Shift, and let go. And then it doesn't. So we can move this around. We'll put AJ Brown up here a little bit. It's not too bad. Make this rock a little bit smaller even. And we'll put clouds in front of these so you can't see it. But there's already clouds, as you can see, sort of in front from the ones in front. But we'll add a different layer for that in the back. Let's make AJ, not AJ, let's make Tannehill's rock a little bit different as well. And let's move Tannehill up just a little bit. Uh-oh. There you go. So I'm trying to make it so they're not super perfectly aligned, the rocks. So we'll save that. We got that going on. This is cool so far. Oops. Hitting things. So I've got the Titans logo in here, right? Is it in the background already? Sweet. Thank you, Heston. I guess you could say
That's fire, bro.
God, I love that. It's the dumbest thing I've made. Okay. So. We got some stuff going on. What do I want to do now? I need fire. I need fire and stormy stuff. Luckily I have in here fire stuff. There you go, look, fire stuff. So we got some fire stuff, so we'll put some here, we'll put some over here, same thing. Just duplicate it. A little bit of fire there. We'll grab this little burst of fire and we'll put it behind Derrick Henry, but we'll put it in front of AJ Brown. Give a little bit of depth. Let me make this a lot smaller. Little magma pocket or something popping up like that. Put one over here in front of Tannehill. Kind of like that. Make Tannehill's a little bit bigger. Okay. This is real funky. I like using this guy. We'll just throw this guy in the front, make it huge for some depth. Right on Derrick's face, so we'll adjust, I don't know, -6. Nope. -26. Yep. Thanks, Heston. Yeah, that Pacer graphic took a good amount of time. I think longer than I have time to spend on here. Maybe. Yes. Anyway. Okay, so we got that going on. We got some fire there. Throw some fire stuff in the back. And a lot of these are just photos of fire that I found on Unsplash. Like here's a photo from Unsplash. Here's a great, yeah, so here, this is gonna be a good one. This photo in the background, sort of like this, sets a screen. And I can just go to the adjustments because it looked like he had a little bit of a filter on it to make it not fully black. We can just add that. Maybe make it a little bit lower so it's just sort of emanating. I think I duplicated it one too many times. Oh well. See, so now we got just some fire going on here. So I will have to go in and use a nice soft brush. Yeah, okay, opacity of 100. Just kind of clean up some of the edges on this. What's up, Devon? Or Devin? It's always weird when people, you know, you'll comment and say hello, and I say hello back, but then I have no idea how to pronounce a name, and it's like, oh, my bad. Right now I'm just throwing a bunch of flames and sparks and crap in the background to make this look more like hell, which is why I kind of want to get rid of this gradient map I put on here. This
Gradient map.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna tweak it. So I'm actually gonna select this more orange color. I'm gonna select one of these lighter orange colors. So now when I apply that gradient map, it actually looks like fire. Kind of like that. I can go in here and tweak it a little bit. Call me anything but late for dinner. Do I not have laughing on here? Oh, that's no fun. I'll give you a...
Basketball.
That's what you get. So here, everything's super duper fire. See, I like this better. I like this better than the Titans color because it's actually the color of fire. Okay, so I want to add... So I have that fog up here. Let me make this bigger so you can see these layers a little bit better. I should probably name some of this stuff too, but we know that's not going to happen. So behind Henry, but in front of Tannehill, I want some fog because I want to just get rid of how you can see this bottom edge. I'll just kind of go like this. Stretch it out a little bit. I can actually drag this over a little bit so it's in front of him too. Perfect. Just what I wanted. So now we can go in. Let me go to the color balance here. And just add a little bit of yellow. Maybe that's a little too much. I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow just because I don't want it to be so purple. And then we'll just copy that color balance and we'll just apply it to the other guys. Hit save just because we can. Okay, that's what we got going on. Okay, and we can do something really cool with text, and we'll see if we have time to do that. Answer, probably, because there are no limits to how long we're gonna go with this. Okay, but what do we want to do? Okay, let's ground these guys. So he's just kind of floating here. So I never really draw my own shadows. So I'm gonna just see if we can do that. See if we can get it to look good. I'm gonna use this dark color here. And then I think the way you do it, and I've said this multiple times, we'll just draw a little bit of a shadow here, 20%. Make it a little bigger and move to the inside of where his body is, 20%. Go over here to where his foot would be, a little bit. Go here, make it a little bit darker. Go down here, make it a little bit darker. Zoom out, wide. There, shadow. It's not great. It's only not great because it's too dark in the middle. That one's way better. But maybe we want this, I think we want him to actually be like touching the ground. Kind of like that. So then the shadow would be like super dark. It's not set to multiply, it's important. That's what I wanted to do. We got black here. So I actually set that to that, and where his foot is, the random width of his foot. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. We'll go with that. Let's do the same thing for Tannehill and AJ Brown. I'm going to do Tannehill last because his cleats suck. So we want to select this color. We'll start with that. This is how big his foot is. His knee is about that wide, and it's about here. And this foot is a little smaller there. And we'll add some darkening to dark up the whole area because that's where he is. Knee, shoe. I don't know, big old dark spot because that's where he's running. Sure. Why not? Now the issue with Tannehill's shoes is he's a putz and he's got all this grass. So I need to fix that. Which we can do. So we'll go in here. New smart object via copy. We'll go to this. We'll delete the layer mask where he's at. That should be fine. Go back here. Hit some buttons real quick. We'll invert this. Invert this selection. We'll make it just a normal circle. 100% hardness. And we'll just paint. We'll paint back in this part of his shoe. So now it's just his shoe. The best thing to do would probably be find a photo of his cleat that he has. But this will work for what I want to do. So now I'm going to use a soft brush. And I'm just going to... hitting the wrong buttons. Soft brush select. And we're just going to get rid of that and just make it white. Oh gosh. Let's group this together. So now we do that. So just stamp it out. You know, it kind of works for what I want. It's not going to be too important of an area. But if we go back here, he has actual like sort of feet now. So now when I go in here with this big old brush to attempt to make some shadows at 20%. Well, actually, let me. There, now they're all kind of grounded, so that's good. This is also, so I have this selective color of everything. What is this doing? Yeah, so this is making everything more yellow. Sometimes I like to go in now that I have sort of a base, and I'll throw a color lookup over it. Wow, it looks super cool down here. So these are some of Ethan J. designs. Thank you, Buck City Breaks, aka probably Chris. Let's set this to like 66%. No, let's set this to like 50%. Yeah, that looks cool. Which one was that? Was it teal orange? Okay, so let's use another one. Let's use a Make It Pop. Let's do Make It Pop 12. Nope. Don't like how that looks. Nope. 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 That one's not bad. Yeah, kind of adds a little bit of color to it, so that's good. Okay, so now let's see. It would actually be really cool if we made the Titans logo out of like rock and made it like 3D. I don't know if I have time to do that. Okay, cool. So let's do this now. Let's see if we can figure out some lighting. Let's group some stuff together first. Overlays. Clouds. Henry. Overlays. Ryan. Overlay. Oops. AJ. Let's get rid of some of this stuff in the background we're not using and we're not going to use. We can get rid of these layers because they don't do anything. And background. Background. Save. Look. Look at that. We saved some stuff. I think I actually kind of want these guys just to be a little bit lower in the composition. Just cause. I think I want AJ a little bit higher and over to the side a little bit. So we're gonna put him right there. Okay. Great. It'd actually be cool if we had like Nashville burning or like one of their competitors burning in the background. Like, who do the Titans hate? Titans rival. The Jaguars, the Texans, and the Colts. So probably the Colts because the other teams suck. So probably not that. If you're a Titans fan in the chat, Colts. See, yeah, there you go. So maybe we have like, let's just find a photo of like Lucas Oil exterior night. So I wonder if we have. I don't actually need it to be night. I just want an exterior of Lucas Oil Stadium. I got a better idea. Do they just have a flag burning on here? That would be amazing. And that would save me a lot of time. Blank white flag. I want it to be kind of like that. White surrender flag. Let's do a 3D rendering of this. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Let's do that one. Let's flip it around. Or can I? Oh, I guess I can. Not really. Hello, I'd like it to be rotated slightly different than how you are letting me. Let's see if we can do this. Throw like a flag in the background. Hey. Hello, flag. Would you like to be smaller, please? Thank you. I need it behind a bunch of this stuff. Yeah, kind of like that. Then I need this applied to it. See, that's pretty good. The gradient map we can make a little less apparent. And then we can use this cloud smoke plume thing that we figured kind of work, kind of doesn't work. Make this flag. We can go in here. Yes, no problem. I will. I'll share in Discord what this ends up looking like, Chris, so you can see it. Let's see. I don't want to do that. I want to double click this and open this up. I need the team logos now. Bolts. I don't want to do that. Can I just download that? Okay. Just kidding, that's exactly what I wanted. Weird. Hello, Lisa Ann. As Nightbot is on it already. So we got this nice Colts logo here that we're gonna apply to this. We're gonna set it to not, well, I guess multiply is fine. We're going to set it to normal. I think that's what I want. I'm going to do this. Let's make it so the underlying layer shines through a little bit. Kind of like that. Convert to its own smart object. Yes, Henry, it's displacement map time. 100%. So I'm just trying to figure out real quick. It's really weird. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new layer that's just like the color. So I can convert this to a smart object. What is up from Portugal? How's it going? So then we'll go here. We'll add a gradient map to this. We'll make it real dark. Make this a lot more black and white, like that. We'll apply it to that. We'll go to filter. And then I want to... What do I want to do? I want to blur this. I don't want to motion blur it. I'm going to Gaussian blur it like 3. Okay, so we got that, so we'll save this. I guess I can make this white. I guess I can make it black. I think that's fine. So we'll say this as flag displace. We don't want a PSB, we want a PSD from the desktop. So we can go back here, we get rid of this stuff, we turn this back on. We make an adjustment layer of this, we go like this. Oh, this is set to normal. What we're doing is we're going to create a
Displacement map.
Then we're going to put this on top of it. So the flag is blue. I want this to be white. We go like this, go like this, go like this, go like this. Yeah. This is what I want the flag to look like. Something like that, I guess. Then we're going to paint this flag blue. Same color as the Colts logo. I'm gonna paint it like this. So this should look hopefully really cool once we have it in there. Have sort of the burning, surrendering flags of the rivals in the same division. Because that'd be something cool. If I had a Bears design with burning flags of the Packers and Vikings, I think that'd be cool. So this should be pretty cool. I don't need to be crazy perfect with this. But I need it to look good enough. That looks good enough. So now what we want to do is we want to take this logo. We want to distort it with a displacement map. Let's distort it -25, which you can't see. -25 and -25. We're going to select the flag displace. Dang it. We're working in... We've been doing that the whole time? No. Okay. So we need to make sure the mode is not 16-bit. Which is usually what I say. I say we need it to be in 16-bit. Okay, so we can try that again. We'll see how much this works or doesn't work. Wow. That, how good does that look, right? Looks amazing. Let's try it again. Looks a little bit better. So we'll do that. We'll go like this. We'll zoom in here. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm I'm gonna delete this part that's over this lip. We're gonna add that in separately because there's a big fold there. So I'm gonna duplicate this. Get rid of the displacement. Invert this. Move it down a little bit like that. And then we'll displace it with the same thing. And then we'll go like this. And then we'll just get rid of this part. Follow that same line. There, now we got a nice Colts flag. Colts flag.psd. Oops, that's saved to the temporary file in Photoshop. I want to save it to my desktop so I can actually do something with it. Like right click this, replace the contents. Colts flag, enter. See, now we have this Colts flag in the background that's burning. So I might want to turn this gradient map up to 100 now. So it's in the background. And then maybe do like a path blur. What the path blur is going to allow us to do is sort of fake that it's wavy. So you make these points like this, and they wave up and down. The speed is way too much, so let's make it like 8. 15. I want this so you can tell it's a Colts logo, but I want it so you can't really, so it's not taking up too much stuff here. There's a Colts flag. Maybe I don't want it to be as dark. Oh, it's a selective color. Well, if we apply lighting to that, I think it'll work out. But I think that's pretty cool. So let's do that to another flag. That's why I wanted the flag at a different angle. Let's put this flag on there. Figuring out where I want these flags is probably going to be a complete pain in the ass. But we'll see. Because I want the flags to go different ways, so they're not all the exact same. So we'll have 2 flags here. And we'll have one up here back in the middle. So that's a Colts flag. So I'm actually going to convert this to a smart object and go to it so it's flipped around. So we're going to add that black background to this. We're going to convert this to a smart object, duplicate it. Maybe. New smart object to copy, convert to layers. Yep. Okay, that's like that. Go like this. Adjustments. Our gradient map, but we need the gradient map to be severely black and white. Like that, as you can see, super severely black and white.
Gradient map.
I don't want to move the white at all. Super black. A little bit of white back this way. Just like that. We'll combine those together. We'll go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian, Box Blur. Nope, don't want to do that. Blur, Gaussian Blur. 3 is good. Let me get rid of this. This is 8-bit. That's important. Second flag displace.psd. Save that to my desktop. Use PSD. Thank you. Maximize compatibility. Go back here. Okay, we need another logo. Download linked file. That's what I thought would happen. Open and link in new tab. No. Sorry. Open image in new tab. And it automatically downloads. That's awesome. Note to self. Open an SVG in a new tab. It'll automatically just download to your computer, which is what we wanted. We got the Jaguars flag here. We'll grab their dumb teal color. Blah, 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 blah. Use another one of these guys.
Radiant map.
Since there's white, we don't want any white, really. We just want this to be a big old dark flag. I guess hypothetically, we would have a little bit of a lighter color. Make it realistic. And we'll go in here and we'll just... I guess it's easier to paint this big stick than it is to paint the flag.
That's what she said.
But I like how this is coming along. We're doing a lot. There's a lot going on with it. So hopefully it turns out nice. We got a lot of work to do still. But we'll see what happens. Okay, so we got the Jaguars here. So we want to make this... I want to do underlying layer as white. Is that what I want to do? No, I want to do underlying layer dark. Dark. Like that. Okay, good. So then we want to go to filter, distort, displace, 10 and 10. That's fine. We'll grab our second displacement map. Very confused. I think I saved it as a PSB file. Yep. We'll try that again. Okay, we're here. We want to add a
Displacement map.
We'll distort that 1010. We'll grab the second displace. This is actually a PSD file. Look how hilarious that is. That is funny. Let's do 10 and 10. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. That doesn't. Let's do -5 and -5. Why are you the way you are? See, I think what it's doing is it's not... Ah, see? Oh, they're in the same position. That's usually what it is. It's usually if it's in the same position. Let's go like this. Let's group this together. Let's go like that. Let's convert this to a smart object. Then convert it to a smart object again. I'm just trying to make it so these are the same size. The displacement map and the smart object. So then it'll displace normally like that. I just use the same settings and it was completely fine. We'll do 10 and 10. We'll see what this does. Dude, I'm just making this look super weird. -10, -10. That looked super messed up the first time we did it. So we'll see what this looks like. Oh, see, we're adding a displace on a displace. So that's my problem. Because that's just gonna make everything completely broken. I did blur it, Henry. That's the thing. That's why I'm kind of confused. It's really just not doing what I want. See, this is the file. It's blurred. Let's do this. Duplicate it. Hide this. Go like this. We got a big dip again. So let's try that. I think that might help. We just sort of paint this in. It is stretching this super awkwardly, but we'll figure it out. Dang it. Dang it. Okay, so we've got that. When we add this displacement, we get rid of this displacement map. We pump it up a little bit like that, and then we displace it. Except we want to add the displacement map again because we moved it. Maybe not. This will work. Really just moving it because there's a fold is going to make it look realistic anyway. We just need to go in and hit this button a little bit. And hit that button again over here. That's good. Then I got to go in and go like this and delete it from that layer. There, Jaguar's flag. Good enough. Jaguar's flag. I don't want to save it to Photoshop. I want to save it to an actual spot. I don't know what I just did there. Did I save it as a large document file instead of a PSD? Yes, but it doesn't really matter, but it does because it's going to break something later. So when we go to this flag, we can replace the contents. Jaguar's flag, place. Jaguar's flag. We're going to use the same guys as this. Place. Oof. It's real dark. Let's grab this big smoke plume who's a what's it thing we used before. Group this together. Jags flag. Fudge Judge. See, I think these gradient maps are a little too much. I think I would like it. No, I wouldn't. I think I would like it better if you could see a little bit of color, but I think we're gonna have to add something in front of them anyway. Because you can't even tell that this is a Jaguar's flag at all. Yeah, let me just set these to color. Nope. I think that'll work. Okay, who's left over? The Texans, right? The Texans who suck. Yeah, Ben, that's the thing. I mean, yeah. That's why I said at the sort of the beginning when I found these photos. It's like, I should probably use the same. Should probably use the same jerseys. If only I knew how to do that. We'll sit here quietly and make his pants dark. Just for you. Let's get rid of this Discover page because it's dumb. How big is this brush? Too big. The Ravens are your biggest rival? I'm just gonna do your theoretical rivals that are in the same division. We're making his pants not sky blue because Bennett hates this photo. Everybody join in. Blah blah blah. Pants. You've seen me jersey swap before. This is how you change colors of pants. You just use a good old
Radiant map.
a bunch of different ways to do it, but I'm gonna cover over them. I'm gonna make them blurry anyway, right? Now I hypothetically should probably make this Nike logo white, but it's gonna be so small. I don't think I'm going to do that. Okay, we gotta fix this just a little bit so it doesn't look weird when you zoom out. Good enough. That's what we're all about here. Good enough. Thank you, Nightbot. If you guys have any suggestions on sports designers or graphic designers, really, that you would like to see me duel against, let me know. While you guys are here, chit-chatting, the lovely 18 of you who choose to spend your time with me today. Let me hit a button. Tweet real quick. Boom. Tweet. Nailed it. All right, let's get this last tiny piece so Bennett can sleep at night. All right, let's see how bad this looks just from like the 2 seconds of me doing it. I'm just kidding, I have to save this. There. His pants are darker now. Are they too dark? Yes. Yes, they are. Let's get rid of some of these files that we have open that we don't need open. And let's make his pants not so dark. Go back here, slightly lighter. We can do better though. Let's actually make this. Yeah, let's do that and make it a lighter blue color. Because then they're actually gonna look like the other pants that everybody else is wearing. 3, 2, 1, pants! All right, we did it.
Hooray!
Pants. Okay. So we need one more flag. Got a lot of stuff open. Let's quit out of a bunch of this. Okay. Photo.com. Maybe I can put a raven on fire in the background and see what that is. I want white flag. Flag needs some texture. Oh, I need to add a lot of, I haven't done any lighting yet. I gotta do a bunch of lighting, so that I'm definitely going to have to do. We'll just add one more flag. We'll figure out this one. Download at this angle. We'll put this one in the back here. Jags flags, Colts flag. This is gonna be, oh, see, this is the least important because it's the crappy Texans who suck and are the scourge of the league. So I'll make this real small. Put it in the background like this. Put it here. Actually, I'll put it in the back a little bit. Like that. I need to add the same blur gallery to the Jaguars flag though. So we'll do that. Oh, it's pretty much in the right spot. The boost in Texans. There. Let's drag this up, grab this up, enter. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, then I'm actually just gonna add a blur to this in general. Yeah, because I want it to be in the background. I want you to be able to tell that it's a Jaguars flag and a Colts flag, but not detract from anything else. So we're gonna do the same thing to this flag, and I can do it now. What is this, Texans flag? Texans flag. Since this flag is going to be the same position, because we're going to edit it, I should be able to do all this stuff right now. Like I'm doing. Except I want this Gaussian blur to be a little bit more intense on the Texans flag, because it's further back. Let's check out the GUR gallery. The blur gallery. Delete this. Henry, what's wrong? Do you like the boost in Heston, the Texans? I can't even say it. We're going to put the Texans flag a little bit higher. We're going to go here. We're going to go here. We're going to go to NFL.com. We're going to go to the schedule. We're going to go to this Texans logo, and we're going to open the image in a new tab, and it's going to automatically download. Look at that. How fun is that? That's just super fun. Drop this here. Not even gonna displace. Yeah, I'll displace this one. Who am I kidding? Convert to smart object. Boom, boom, boom. Go like this. Go like this, go like this, go like this. Filter, we'll Gaussian blur this. We'll save this as the other one. Texans flag. And then we'll go back here. We'll filter, distort. We will go to displace. And then we will go to 5 and 5. What did I do here? Oh, I saved it to the stupid Photoshop file instead of this one. Displace, Texans flag. Damn it. I gotta stop doing that. Image mode. 8-bit. Save. Go back here. Filter. Distort. Filter. Distort. Displacement map.
Displacement map.
Wow, 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 wow. Whatever, that's fine. I guess I'll make the Texans flag blue. I feel like if I make the Texans flag red, you're not going to be able to see it. So I'll make it blue. I made the duck blue because I'd never seen a blue duck before. Let's do that. Yeah, check in and make sure my dog upstairs is, still breathing. Yup. We're not going to do as much to the Texans flag because the Texans suck and we don't care. So we'll go like that. We'll just go in And we'll fiddle around with this. Hello, Jason. Welcome. We're doing some cool stuff. We're doing a lot. This is a very elaborate. This is a very elaborate design, or more photo manipulation than a design, really, because there's no text or anything. It's just a cool graphic. And you're in India. Awesome. That's amazing. I feel like, okay, it's 4 o'clock here. I'm Eastern Standard Time. So what does that mean the time in India is? I feel like you guys are super far ahead. All right, right click, replace contents. Texans flag, enter. Boom. Okay, we did it. Yeah, dang, it's 2 a.m. there. Crazy. Thank you for joining me, considering it is 2 a.m. where you are. We'll just put this flag right in the middle, just because it looks best there. I'm just going to use a... Yeah, so I hit. It's going to do that. All right. Oof. I mean, this is good enough now. Like, if we stopped now, this is cool. But we're not going to stop now because we don't have to. So that's awesome. All right. Take a little break here, hit some buttons on my phone. You guys liking the design? What do you guys think I need to do? Other than light everything. Which is what we're gonna do now. But we're gonna throw some more shit in the front first. Because that's always fun. What happens if I make this 100? See, I can make that 100. I can apply this gradient map to the lens. You should try streaming in 1080p and uploading stuff. Yeah, the flags are awesome. They're gonna look cooler because let's see if we can do a little bit of where the flags at? Hey yo, flags. Okay. Let's do some editing to these flags now. So we're using the reverse curves technique. So we're gonna open up curves.
Curves.
And we're gonna add a bunch of red, a bunch of green. We're gonna get rid of a lot of blue. We're gonna add more red. That should be fine. Okay, so let's do this. So we want to grab the flag. We want to select. We want to modify. We want to contract. I don't know, 2 pixels. So we have this edge here. The issue is I want to blur all this stuff and then blur it again. Let's see if this works. It kind of works for this stick there, so that's fine. Let's duplicate this, get rid of this, delete this. Let's use 20%. Let's do 10%. Just light up the bottom of this, light up this stick here. And then let's hit certain areas. Let me get rid of this blur first. Where you at? Where'd you go? There you go. Okay, so we're gonna go like this, and we're just gonna highlight different parts, but I want this to affect most of this. Yeah, kind of like that. That might be a little too intense here at the bottom, but it's gonna be blurred again, so it's kind of not a big deal. I mean, that looks more realistic than it did before, so let's go to adjustments, curves. We'll do the opposite now. It's gonna boost the red and the blues. And I don't want this to affect the top end, so we're gonna get rid of that. It's probably not gonna do much. But let's go 40%, and we'll paint this back in. Yeah, I want to change this curves. Let me get rid of this green. Same here, get rid of this green. Just gonna make it look better. On here, we'll really darken this area up, and this is going to accentuate the overlay we have on it as well. Let's hit this knot, I guess. This is before. This is after. This is a little sloppy here, so let's get rid of that. Let's go back in. Let's add this all back in, but a little bit more refined with it. This isn't terribly more refined. This is where having a tablet would come in handy. And a nice line here, and then take it away here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's do that. Fine. Add another layer on top. We're gonna set this to color. We're gonna grab some of this red. Do I want to do color? I don't think I want to do color, actually. Color's not bad. But what I really want to do is I want to set it to screen. It's going to lighten things up too even more. Yeah, see, now it kind of looks like it's on fire. The border might be tweaking it up a little bit. So let's do that. And let's get rid of some of it. There. Oh, you know what we can do? Gaussian blur it, and then boom. Yeah, that looks cool. Super realistic. There's a top on this. Hey, thanks Josh Milo. So let's copy these same layers. Let's paste it on the Jags flag. That way I'm using the same lighting. I just need to delete all the layers. Delete the layer mask, go to the Jaguars flag, highlight the Jaguars flag, select, modify, contract the same 2 pixels, mask, invert the mask because now it's on the edges. And then we'll go in here with a 10% light brush. We'll hit some of these areas that are going to be highlighted, mainly the stuff on the bottom. Hit parts of the stick here. Shed light on that. Let me go in with the darker part, maybe at 30%. It's an issue when you add dark to it, it gets super colored, super fast. That's a little bit better. Actually, no, what I can do is I can just make this darker. And that should help. Let that some dark. Let me darken up parts of the top of the stick here. Might help give a little bit more of illusion of darkness. Yeah, something like that. I think that looks good. Okay, so then we can go in and we can brush set to normal, layer set to color. That looks, I just put two tiny little things on there. That's fine. Let's set this layer to screen, brush to normal. Hit the bottom a little bit, hit some other spots. Save. So that's good. Then we'll do some in the back. The Texans flag. What's up, Garcia Studios? Just making some fun stuff. We want to select, modify, contract. This is in the back, so we're only going to do 1 pixel because it's further back. You're not going to be able to see it as much. Can't even see it at all. Is that even... Yeah, it's doing something. That's all that matters. It's doing something, no matter how insignificant it is. Yeah, man, Mike, we really went to a sort of hellfire with this. But there is an awful lot of fire. I guess you could say.
That's fire, bro.
Thank you for walking me right into the most hilarious stinger I made. That's fire, bro. Now what I could do if I wanted to be like crazy extra. Let's see what this looks like. So we're going to take these clouds. We're going to blur the clouds. 25. Perfect. We're going to go and we're going to put a gradient map on top of it. That's real dark. That might be too dark. Oh, I did the voiceover for all of them, Leb. Yes, I did. So we're going to do this. We're going to save this out as random displace.psd. This is 8 gigabytes. Gigabytes. Okay. I'm going to take all of these flags. Hold on, I need to put... Just to be consistent, I need to... V, C, B. There we go. Click, click. Click, 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 click. Okay, this needs to be set to screen. This needs to be set to normal. What are my thoughts on Luka Doncic in general? He's a good NBA player. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate these, which is going to break my computer. And I'm going to convert them to a smart object and hope it doesn't break anything. And I'm going to group these together, flags, and hide them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to filter, and I'm going to distort, I'm going to displace the flags in the black with this random displacement, which might not have done anything. Let me displace it 5 and 5. This is doing like absolutely nothing. Okay, so let's do this. It's probably a size issue. So let's put the random displace here like this. Up where the flag's gonna be. Make a new layer underneath it. Just make that black. Go like this. Convert these to a smart object. Group them together. Convert that to a smart object. Because then when I double click it, it's the same size as the composition. I can name this Steam Displace.psd. This is a large document. Don't want to do that. We go to the desktop. Go there. Go back here. Set this to color dodge. At like 40%. Now if I displace this like 10 and 10, and then do Steam Displace. I was trying to make it so like it had that like Horizon Mirage-y steam to it, but it's all pretty blurred in the background anyway, so that's not too bad. But what I do want to add in front of that, what does this look like? I don't think I've ever actually looked at this. Like, I think these are peppers. Like they're not peppers. They're yeah, they're peppers. They're like black pepper grounds. I don't think I've ever noticed that. So let's use that one because we just talked about it. Add some fire to the sides, but not really. We're just gonna blow this up. I just want the bottom part. Yeah, I just want that. And I want the gradient map applied to it. Let's adjust the levels a little bit. So this should just be covering the flags a little bit. Yeah. I do not have a blow it up. I don't have a blow it up thing. I've got this one.
Quick select.
I got this one.
Displacement map.
I got this one.
Radiant map.
I need to stop putting the cap on this. I keep drinking like it and I look like an idiot. I've got this one which applies.
That's fire, bro.
And I have this one which actually does something.
Save as.
It actually saves the file, so file has been saved. Okay, I want to adjust this a little bit more. Yeah, that's good. Okay. So we're doing good. I'm going to take this and I'm going to just add a... I don't know, let's add a tilt shift blur to it and see if you can even see what this does. How big is this? I'm surprised this file's not a PSB file yet. Only 1.1 gigs. I'm just gonna hit enter because good thing we just saved because this is just gonna break everything. I was really just trying to blur this a little bit, which you kind of did, which is fine. Okay, save again. Now let's add some. I don't know how many layers. Oh, hold on. What we can go here, right? And we can do layer count. There's only 87. It's really actually not that much. Yeah, it's actually not. What's the scratch size on this? 20 gigs? Yeah, that's not bad. How many smart objects do we have? Oh, missing and change. 0. Good, good, good. I want this to be scratch size, actually. Okay. What was I going to do? Lighting? Yes. Okay, so we're going to take the same lighting from the flags. We're going to see if we can apply that to these guys. So we're going to apply it separately within because I want them to be slightly different. So actually, let's do the rock first. Is that breaking stuff? Hold on. No, we're good. Okay. So what this is going to allow us to do is make this rock look a little bit more realistic. So this is the rim, this is the lighten, and this is the darken. So first thing we want to do actually is we want to decrease the exposure. Let's do 1.5. That should be fine. So then we want to grab... So I'm just going to convert this to a smart object because it's just going to be easier to grab the edge because now it's just this. So we want to go to select, modify. I'm going to contract like 3 pixels. Hey, look, it's the a lot of Arizona people here. Bear down. I got a bunch of Brian Urlacher stuff here, so yeah, bear down. Oh. That's something I just realized I need to fix. I need to feather the edge. Like that. I didn't do that on the flags. So they might look weird. So let me fix that real quick. Briggs even on here? No, he's not. I don't think I have that much Briggs stuff, to be honest. I don't think I have any Briggs stuff. Should probably change that, shouldn't I? Got a bunch of Urlacher stuff, though. Okay, so we got the flags here. I'm going to open up the flag smart object we have, and I'm just going to fix these because these need to have like a 2.5 feather on them, and that's going to make them look better. It's not going to do much of a difference, but it's going to do a difference in my mind. And that's all that matters. See how much better they look already? Probably not. Okay, let's go back up here to the rock. So the rock, we have this rim light on now. So now we want to lighten some areas. So what we want to do, actually, I want to... How do I want to do this? I think that'll work. So I'm going to draw a straight line across this edge like this. I guess I can do it a lot more than this. This doesn't seem like it's doing a lot, and it's probably the feathering. That could be it. But what I'm doing is I'm drawing a nice faint line, but then I'm going to go back in with a 100% hard opaque brush. Yeah, and I'm going to darken up this front edge so it looks like the top front lip is being lit. Now the weird, like, ironic thing is, like, there's fire everywhere that's lighting this, so, like, technically nothing should be dark and it should all be light, but we're just gonna have some continuity and deal with it. Okay, so let's add, let's add some lightness to this. See, this will help the effect a bit. Some lighting around the edges. I don't know really where I want to have this darken, and actually I want this lightened to, I really want this to not affect real dark spots. Yeah, let's do that. Darken, let's squash this down a bit. And I don't really know where I want this to darken. That's a question. Because everything's so lit. You know? Everything's lit. Lit, yo. Let's go here. I think that looks better. You know, it's that, or is it's this. So I mean, this, except for this, looks a little bit better. Let me turn this back on. You just delete it from here, and I could probably like copy and paste this all from the same spot, but we'll just do this. So we'll copy these. I gotta do Henry still though. Yep, sure do. I already have them on there. I already have this exposure and color balance. I can get rid of this exposure. Yikes. Changes a lot. So I don't want this exposure to be here. I want this exposure, if I'm using it, to be on both of these separately. And I can change this to make things darker. I want them separately because these are done separately, and I can tweak it better. Okay, so we want the ring around him. Select, modify, contract. Let's do 2 pixels. So we're gonna make that a mask and invert it so it's the outside of him like that, and then we're going to feather it, I don't know, 3.5 pixels. Which isn't a thing, because you can't have half pixels, but apparently we can. And actually, I want to go into this, select, modify, contract 1 pixel, and then we're going to group him together. It's going to get rid of some of the fringe that's around him, which we haven't done yet. But that looks better in the spots that are white, so that's good. So this is light, this is dark, this is rim. Now, I should spend like a lot of time on this, but I mean, we have time, so we can do it. It's not something I'm crazy good at yet. It's something I'm pretty adequate at. So really we have to think of where the light is coming from. So if we want this side and this side from these 2 blasts, let's say that. So there's light coming from this side. There would be light on his chest on this side. There would be light on this side of his leg. There would be light on this side of his leg. And on this side. So Mike helped me out to figure out the dueling designers. I can show you what it looks like. It looks like this right now.
Designer duels. Fight.
So I've got a dumb thing for that now, and then basically we'll... You are welcome for that. When I switch back to a scene and these things are visible, it plays them all. So you're welcome for that hilarious accident. Okay, back to lighting this up. We want some light here. We want some light on the inside here. We want some here. Basically just trying to see where light would hit if it was coming from the left side and the right side. The left bottom and the right bottom. The Neville long bottom. So really we're just kind of doing this. Color balance is fine. So then dark spots would be like here, which is ironic because that's where it's the lightest. Ooh, this would be darker. See, this isn't like darkening as much as I want it to. It's really just making it more red, which I don't want. So let's do that. Sometimes I can add a lot more darkness on accident. Oh, see, like that looks terrible on white, so we don't want to do that. Nope, don't want to do that either. I really just want to hit this area. Maybe a little bit of this here. Was it on 30%? Let me set it to like 1. Puts him on top of the top of his foot here. Let's darken that up a bit. And then, I don't know, in here. It's kind of guessing. But, I mean, looks kind of cool. See if we get rid of it. Add it back. Well, the exposure was there already, so we get rid of it. We add it back. Pretty big difference. Let me duplicate the rim light. I just like how the rim lights look. So I'm gonna make this rim light a lot more red. That's good. Let's go in here to this real quick and just take a look. Okay, that's fine. Let me get rid of these. So I kind of want to go in and brighten his eyeballs up so you can see him a little bit more. So we'll do that. Brighten his little eyeballs up so you can see his eyeballs. Maybe we go to the lighten area. We hit some areas in here. Not too hard though, that's too hard. See what I mean? I should like take my time and go like this. Hit every little tiny piece of fabric. That would hit it. You know, hit every little kind of these details. Take the dark, hit every little kind of these details. Which is really what's going to separate this from another design. But we're not too worried about the actual. I mean, we're just having fun. It's really what we're doing here. Maybe add a little bit there. Hit this area with some more shadow. You know, it already looks a little bit better. Hit this whole area with some more darkness, but then take some of the lightness back. Hit real specific spots. You know, hit this spot on the ball, hit that spot on the ball, hit this area on the ball. Hit here, 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 here. Here's a little belly there. Hit right there, hit right here, hit right there. Really hit the edges. Go in here and hit these spots on his sock. Funny thing is, I'm like, this is what you should do, and then I go and do it, and it looks a lot more realistic. Splash, 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 splash of color. Dunder Mifflin. See, like I should go like this. Accentuate this area a little bit more. Boom, hit that. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, what do I want to hit here? His lip a little bit. Let's hit his eyeballs just because. Brighten his nose up a little bit. Hit parts of his face mask from the sides. Hit more of his glove here. Darken up parts of his glove. Yeah, looks cool. Cool, great. All right, let's copy these. Okay, so Henry's done. Let's go over to Ryan Tannehill now. So we want the exposure to be applied to both of these separately, so I need to do that. I'm gonna paste these. Oh, I apply the exposure. We're going to create a clipping mask with these. Delete. Drag these all up here so they get rid of all of them. These are all applied to the exposure. Okay. So with the rim around him, so we select, modify, contract. Last time we did 3, let's do 2. Boo boo. Let's do this. Just letting Twitter know, showing them what we've got going on real quick. Oh, kind of forgot to tell Instagram to come on. Maybe I should do that. So let me do that since we're 2 hours and 45 minutes into this already. Whoops. What do you think this needs while I'm looking at this? I need to finish the lighting. I think I'm going to put some more stuff at the front. Maybe blur it a bit. I'm going to do one of these. Do one of these, do one of these, do one of these. So the lighting's definitely the first thing I need to finish. Which I can take as much time as I want. So I need to, we're gonna go into Tannehill here. We're gonna copy this. We're gonna select, modify, contract 1, 2, it's 2 pixels. Select, modify, contract 1 pixel. And that's gonna get rid of some of this edges, which is fine. We got that. So this looks better. All right, Porter. You know, everyone, people gotta work. Not everyone can just hang out with me all day. I understand. So let's do some light. This is 10%. So let's just, you know, assume again side lighting. Coming from the bottom and the sides. So look at that. Look at that. Look how haphazard I was with that. So we're going to really see his face is actually a little bit more prevalent and aware. So I think we can go in here and we can hit certain spots a little bit easier. We can hit, you know, the bottom of his chin a little bit. We can hit his neck here, and this will look a lot better with some of the darkening as well, because this is really going to darken up. You see it's darkening up these spots to light up areas. So we're going to light up this area, we're going to light up here, we're going to cook this guy right there like that. Then actually we're going to see if I can get this other side, because there is light coming from, if we're just saying there's light coming from the left and light coming from the right, we need to make sure it's on both. This is going to be pretty lit up here. Ooh, that's too much. Light here, light here, light here. Light on this side. The rim light doesn't work down here on his thigh because of how we have the blend if mode, but we can change that if we want. But really I just want to go in here and get the basics down. What I should do here, a little bit of light at this angle. This is too powerful. I'm gonna set this down to 5%. I think it'll work a little bit better. Just crotch a little bit just cause. Was I on the rim? for that? Or did I just change it? Okay. It was a little haphazard with some of that lighting, but we can be a little haphazard with the darkening as well. Except when we hit the dark parts of his jersey, because it's going to look weird. But under here, that looks fine. Let's darken up some areas. Let's darken up in here. Darken up around where he's holding the ball. Darken up here. Okay, let's go up here to his face. This is where, in order to get this lighting to look best, is you darken the whole subject, and then you can add more darkness and you can take away some of the lightness. And then if you have the color balance applied to it, that will allow you to make the colors look more true, from what I've seen, at least from doing these streams. Let's darken in here. Let's darken up some of his shoes a little bit. And actually what I want to do is I want to take this rim and I want to get rid of it under his shoes. I actually don't want it there on either. And I need to do that to Derrick Henry as well. But I want to darken up bottoms of his shoes like this. Make that a little bit more realistic. Okay, let's hop down here real quick to Derrick Henry's shoes. Get rid of that rim lighting that might be on his shoes as well. Let's see what that looks like back here. Tannehill. Whoops. Before lighting, after lighting. Sure. Not too bad. Let's pump up the jam. Pump it up on his eyeballs just because we want to pump up his eyeballs so we can see things, see into the future. So that's nice. We'll save that. All right. We kind of need to do this to the rock now. But I really just want it to be the same as the other rock. So I wonder if I can go like this. Convert this to a smart object. Have it not break. Hold on. Can I double click this and it's this? Okay, what if I save this to the desktop as rock? And then if I go up here to Ryan, and I go to the rock, it's not going to do what I thought it would it? Oh yeah, this will work. Right click, replace contents. I would like to replace this contents with this rock, sir. Damn it. Okay. All right, so the rock's the same, sort of. So now it's the same rock, but I think I want it to be different, so I don't want to do that. So we won't do that. Instead, we'll copy and paste this here. Go here, hit some buttons. Paste. Okay. Convert to smart object. Now I want to create a clipping mask. So with the rim, oh, see, this is where then I would convert this to a smart object, grab this. With the rim lighting, select modify, contract 1 pixel. It's on the edge, it's already feathering, that's good. So now I can just light and dark. So I want to darken up this one a little bit more than the other one because this one's in the back. So you're just not going to see it as much. It's really what I'm theoretically thinking. I'm just going to hit certain areas with some of the lighting of it. We're going to hit the front here. Like that. Then we're going to take that. We're going to mask the crap out of it. Mask, 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 mask. That way you've got a little bit of a edge on top. It seems to be lit a little bit. It's lit, yo. Once again. Move the rock around just a little bit. Save. Alright, we got a lot of fire going on. Got a lot of stuff 3 hours in. But hey, 3 hours in, this is looking kind of cool. We're going somewhere with what we have. Trust us. Okay, I'm going to convert this to a smart object now, and I'm going to now actually delete the rock for AJ Brown, copy this one, move it over, and then put my thing down, flip it, and reverse it. And then move it down slightly like that. Perfect. Then looks so dark though. Why is it so much darker? Oh, it's because the exposure is on it. We want the exposure to only be on AJ Brown, and then it'll tweak it. Perfect. Good. Good, great, grand, wonderful. Alright, let's grab these. And apply them to AJ Brown. And let's create a clipping mask. Delete, delete. Exposure's fine. We're going to grab this. This is going to be the rim, select, modify, contract. Did I do 2 pixels on the other one? I'll do 2 pixels on this just to see what it looks like. Invert it, looks good. Put this here. That one's even more. Now we can go in and we add some lighting. Let's do 5% brush. I can really pick and choose what gets hit, but I want to actually go into the AJ Brown file, select him, select, modify, contract. 1 pixel, click here, go like this, save, go over. Now we're back, gets rid of that hypothetical fringe. Theoretically, maybe not. We can go and fix that manually probably. So we want to hit the sides of his body. We want to hit here, we want to hit under his arm here, that would be exposed to that light. His whole glove on this side would be exposed to the light from the left side. Let's do 10% to 10. We got this going on here. We got some light going on down here. Probably got to hit some of his body a little bit with some of this. Get his face. Let's add that curves layer to just boost everything a little bit. We'll boost his eyes like we did the other ones. I like it when you can clearly see someone's eyes and they're not all foggy or buggy. Let's get his teeth too, just for fun. Now his photo is a little bit more pixelated than the other one, so that's why this might be a little bit more wonky. Okay, let's add some darken up the bottom of his shoes. You know, where's light hitting? Where's light not hitting? You know, what's technically should be darker? What should technically be lighter? It's what we're trying to figure out. That looks terrible. Darken up some areas up here. Let's just hit a little bit of dark on the top here. Oh, let's light up this side and this side. A little bit over here, a little bit of there, a little bit of there, a little bit of here. Get rid of some of it right here. I think that'll look better. Well, there we go. All right, cool. Woo! All right. We got lighting done now for these guys. Henry and the overlays. Let's drop them down just a little bit more. I mean, I think that looks pretty cool. Let's go up here. Let's toss these up. Let's hide these. A little bit more realistic without these on. Let's do this. So I made a new layer that I can go in with filter. We can do some camera raw stuff to it. So let's add some texture to this. Let's dehaze it a little bit, maybe. Let's add like 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Let's go down to the color grading because apparently that's fun to do. I want to do this after the fact, to be honest. Let's get some of the highlights to be yellow. Let's get some of the midtones to be yellow as well, but let's, I don't know. Really don't know what I'm doing with these. Let's blend it more. Blend, blend, blend. Balance, balance. Cool, optics. Vignette. Tiny vignette. I usually like to distort it like 3. So it goes from that to that to this. If I want to make this 102%, so it's a little bit bigger. So we'll duplicate this. Filter, blur, motion blur. No, not motion blur. Yeah, I know. I know that's not what I want. Filter, blur, radial blur. I want the radial blur to be a zoom blur, and let's do like 5. I usually do 3, but I want it to be a little bit more drastic. So we mask this whole thing out. Like this. Do one of these. My brush is at 5%. It's not going to work. But I can just unblur these guys. So now the background is all solidified together. We got these guys in the front. What we can do then actually is take some of this stuff and duplicate it and throw it on top, which is going to accentuate some of that stuff, which is cool. Let's save. This is something Ethan J likes to do, which I like to replicate from time to time. Let's rotate this 0.3. How about 1? How about 0.5? Rotate it a bit so now the edge has this sort of thing going on to it. And I can just go in and what was that? What the heck was that just happened? Hide. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I think I clicked. So then it added a little bit of a distortion, which I didn't want. I'm gonna go around the edges here, add a bit of distortion. Do I have these at the bottom? Yeah, I don't want those at the bottom because those are already being distorted. But I also want to get rid of these real quick. I'm going to hue and saturation, and I want to take these greens. I want this color right here, this green. And I want to change the hue of that. Maybe not. Is that doing anything? Nope. All right, we'll delete that. Never mind. I don't want those at the bottom. I want this and that. Yeah, I want it to affect all this. I don't want it to affect that. I don't want it to affect that or that. It can affect this a little bit more. Here are the Titans now. The Tennessee Titans. What is it missing now? The one thing it's missing. Missing a Titans logo on it somewhere. We'll just do what I did on my Bears design, and we'll just put the Titans logo down here in the bottom corner. Titans. But we need to go in here. We need to theoretically think, what does their white logo look like? Titans, black and white logo. Does it really look like that? I don't know what is correct, to be honest. Here's how we can find out. We go to Surf Melendez's Twitter, who works for the Titans, and then we go to the Titans and we see what they use. Okay, here's the black and white logo here, down here at the bottom. So it looks like these turn white, which makes sense, but then this has a bit of a lip to it, like that. And then this is black, but it needs to have a white border to it because it's a black and white logo. Does this already have a white border to it? Yeah, it has a white border, so that's fine. So we don't need a border on that. But then what does the T do? Is the T completely white? No, you get rid of these. These turn black like that. But is there an outline on it? Yes, there's a slight outline on it. So we'll go like this. That is kind of what the logo looks like. And we'll set that to screen. Which looks pretty much the same as that, except their line on this, it's probably on the inside, is a little thicker. Let me make this actually also have a stroke. It's gonna look probably a little funky, but if it's smaller, you want to be able to see it. So there's that. So that's good. Oh, awesome, Heston. Good. I'm glad you love this. So let's actually open up real quick. Oh, come on. I just really want to find where my logo already is on a different file. On this, but not that one, the one that's actually done. This one is done. Just half the layers are off. Logos, copy. Go here, paste. Turn on. Whoops. All right, so we'll put the Tennessee logo over here. Toss it up in this logos folder. We'll get rid of the Bears logo because this isn't the Chicago Bears. Make my logo a little bit bigger. Make the Tennessee logo a little bit smaller. Competing a little bit for attention. All right, cool. So now it's really, how can we make this a little bit better? I think if we add a little bit more stuff to the front and maybe a little bit more texture, I think we'll be in good shape. Like this. And I'm doing this on top of all of the edits. Let's put this at the bottom, because that's where this light is coming from. So right now there's no real contrast in color. So this might add in a little bit of contrast in color, which will help it sell a little bit better that that's what it is. Okay, that's nice. have another lens cert. Where's this lens cert at? Let's actually grab the dust and the lens cert and toss both of those up here again. Great. Now I'm just seeing what these color lookups are going to do. If I make them a little bit more prominent. But I think that's pretty much, that's pretty good. This is what 3 hours will get you. You guys think I should keep tinkering with it or hit the old print button? I'm sure there's a lot more I can do to it. Like I can fix some of this stuff. So let's do that. Let me hide all this. Hide that. Okay, so I'm in front of Ryan. So there's an overlay in front of Ryan of this fog. Not that fog. This fog. So I'm gonna duplicate this. Actually, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna go to the, I'm gonna go to this, which is the rock. And then I will do this. I'm just gonna do this to get rid of some of it. If I were to make this a single player with just one person, it doesn't take terribly long. It's more of the it's really just lighting. It depends on what effects I do to the main player. That's how long it then takes for me to do it to a different player. I think this is good. What is that though? That's what I need. Okay, let me grab, shoot, front clouds. It's over Henry, which is correct, but now I want it to be over Ryan and only over Ryan. So I'm going to delete this layer mask and it's going to be everywhere like that. That makes sense. Then we're going to do this and that, and then mask it back in front. Just a little bit. Oh God. Don't like that, don't like that, don't like that. Get out of here. And that's fine. I can probably just do the same thing over here then. This is already covered a bit. Let's just cover up some of this a little bit more. Do I like how that actually looks? Probably not. One thing I could probably do, let's squeeze in here, let's squeeze in some lens flares. But not like actual lens flares, just sort of some light objects. Kind of like these, but not like these. No, not like these at all. I'm looking for lighting. I don't want lens darts. I don't want textures. I want light over. No, I want flares. What am I want lens flares. Duh. I like to use this one a lot for this. Really, I just want like a little bit of glow behind them, which this does a good job at. It says some dumb thing over here though. We gotta go like this. Get rid of that. save. Go here. I need to grab this gradient map and toss it on top of this. Turn it on like that. A little bit of adjustment there, but then a lot back this way. Yeah. And we'll just stretch this flare out a little bit. Kind of like that. Put it behind him. Where's the smart object? Oh, there, I can see it better now. Let's tighten that. Let's tighten that up a little bit. Jokes are hilarious. We're gonna just, jeez, hit the right buttons, Brad. We're just gonna copy this and just put it behind each of them. Make it a little smaller. We'll grab this one, put it behind AJ. Really doesn't do anything at all. But I know it's there. So I can go back up. Convert to a smart object, toss this up here. I can just toss this camera raw onto it. I can duplicate it again and actually delete the clear smart filters. Drag these. Drag this. Click on this. Yeah, I understand. I know what I'm doing. Oh, see, I didn't do that. I hit it in the wrong spot. That explains a lot, actually. Let me see what this looks like. Yeah, I don't want this to be 0.5. I want it to be 0.25. Yeah, it's already doing it anyway. We turn all this fun stuff back on, and boom. Heightens graphic. Dang it. I gotta do it again though, because I had my logos on, which screws everything up. New layer. I'm hitting Shift Option Command E, which combines everything to one layer. You can convert that to a smart object, duplicate it. Then I can add the smart filters to that one. I can add these smart filters to that one. I can add this layer mask to that one. I can delete these. I can make this 102 pixels. I can make this 0.25. Let me hit some buttons real quick. Do one of these. And then double click this. Hit these two buttons. My dog is awake. Finally, because it's 5:18. She wants to go for a walk, so I think I'm gonna call it there. I think we've worked on this enough. Thank you guys for joining me on this long journey. I hope you guys were quick to select to spend your time with me today. Let me make this 101, make it a little bit smaller. That's better. Thank you for joining me. I hope you guys learned something from this. My dog is rolling on the ground. Thank you for that. Thank you again for joining me. Let me just export this guy. And she will be ready to post on social. So, again, thank you for joining me. If you guys want access to this file, I do have that available to Patreon subscribers. So specific subscribers have access to most of my breakdowns. I'll give them access to this full giant file. They can use it as much as they want to whatever they desire. But also check out my Patreon. I'm only 10 followers away from giving away a free print every month. So hypothetically, I could, if you won the drawing, you could win this print. But go check that out. Check out my Instagram and Twitter if you guys don't already. I'm sure most of you guys already do. If you guys have any suggestions for a tutorial or a breakdown, let me know. Other than that, do not forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you next week. Thank you for joining me. You guys have a lovely rest of your Tuesday.